no exception, delivering nothing but the truth. The station where local news matters.
MIL Station, may ilalahad.
Broadcasting live from ODN Newsroom, Cavite. Good day, Philippines! It's a sunny day, May 14, 2021.
This is Jonalyn Apolona,
And this is Lindsay Baliao
serving you the fresh and leading news
of the hour.
May ilalahad.
for the headlines.
COVID-19 outbreak impact on Philippine tourism industry. Boracay reopens to domestic travelers. Albay Province a place to visit. Bantayan, Puerto Princesa, and Batanes lighthouses, the tourist destination even at the midst of pandemic. COVID-19 outbreak impacts on Philippine tourism industry. Here's for the details.
Impact of COVID-19 outbreak on the Philippines tourism industry. Given to the travel restriction and closure of businesses, 88% of the respondents expect losses half of the 2020 revenues, with the findings about the worrying of businesses to the tourism industry, where in 2019 it contributed 12.7% of the country's GDP due to the COVID-19 situation. The World Travel and Tourism Council estimated that it could take 10 months for the industry to recover. This is Paul Brian Bibasit reporting.
Boracay reopens to domestic travelers. Albert has this report.
Boracay Island, one of the top beaches in the Philippines, is blessed with a long stretch of powdery white sand beach, crystal clear and clear waters, a stunning sunset, and more. Boracay is also famous for being one of the world's top destinations for relaxation. The island doesn't fall short on adventures and activities for people of all ages. You never run out of exciting things to do in Boracay, from swimming, island hopping, diving, snorkeling, parasailing, kayaking, dining, and parties. If you are going to Boracay for some relaxing, island hopping, or water activities, you should take note of the climate, weather, and temperature during your target travel dates before booking your plane ticket, to avoid cancelled plans to lessen the hassle usually caused by unexpected rains and thunderstorms. Boracay is one of the most beautiful places here in Philippines, so if you have time and a lot of money, then you should go in Boracay with all your family as a gift for them and to have fun. But when pandemic strikes, Boracay Island's tourism is struggling to survive. The island began accepting tourists in June last year, but arrivals have remained way below the pandemic, 4,000 to 5,000 tourists daily. The lockdown in Metro Manila and neighboring province in April and recent surge in COVID-19 cases on the island also severely impacted tourist arrivals. This is Albert J. Aranoes reporting.
Albay, a place to visit. Arian Bacaro, give us the details.
Albay Province on Luzon Island is a must-see in the Philippines. It is an active stratovolcano with an elevation of more than 2,400 meters. The Mayong volcano is a perfect cone peak. Most visitors will want to enjoy the volcano by viewing it from the ground. Nature trails in the national park runs around the volcano, where you can also see wildlife like parakeets and other birds. This is Aaron Bacaro reporting.
Don't change your dial. We'll be right back with the news more after this reminder.
Time check, it's already 2:15 in the afternoon.
Time checks brought to you by Newscating. Paspas ginhawa, iwas hawa. That time check was brought to you by LBC, your shortcut to the port. Now accepting LCLC cargo through over 100 LBC branches nationwide. Time checks brought to you by Red Horse. Lakas ng sipa ng horsepower.
We are back You're still listening to MIL Station.
May ilalahad.
For our next news, Bantayan, known as one of the most beautiful places in the Philippines. Cherry, give us the details.
Bantayan, a place where you can find calmness and serenity in spite of the numerous tourists who travel there every day. Once you step out of your boat and walk to Bantayan Pine White Sand, you'll be welcomed by fresh air and crashing waves on its clear blue waters that become a perfect harmony, letting you hear the sound of the nature. Because of this, Bantayan is considered as the most beautiful places in the Philippines. This is Cherry reporting.
Puerto Princesa is worth a visit. Correspondent Harper reports.
Puerto Princesa is a coastal city on Palawan Island in the western Philippines. It's a base for boat trip through the massive limestone caves and underground river. Of the biodiverse Puerto Princesa Subterranean River National Park dive sites are dotted around Puerto Princesa by home to long-nosed dolphins, turtles, and rays. Close to the port is the 19th century Immaculate Conception Cathedral, Puerto Princesa. Those have a tourist spot, and one of them is the Puerto Princesa Subterranean River National Park. Is a protected area in the Philippines. The park is located in the St. Paul Mountain range on the western coast of the island of Palawan, about 80 km north of the city of Puerto Princesa, and contains the Puerto Princesa Subterranean River. You can also visit Puerto Princesa City by walk, park, waterfront, path for strolling and cycling. So what are waiting for? Buy a plane ticket and visit Puerto Princesa City to a tropical and fantastic experience. This is Ronar Alaman reporting.
Batanes Lighthouse as one of famous attraction. Correspondent Angeli will give us the details.
Today, I will bring you to one of these, Basco Lighthouse. Basco Lighthouse, constructed in 2002 as a navigational facility to guide seafarers back to the shore. Basco Lighthouse is one of the 3 lighthouses proposed by former Congressman Florencio Abad of Batanes, not only as working lighthouses but possibly as tourist attractions. The hill where the lighthouse stands was once a small community for pre-colonial Ivatans and home of the late chieftain Boyas. Basco Lighthouse is famous because of its ambience. It's like you are in the Netherlands because of its place, the Naidi Hills. The best time you can go to Naidi Hills is around 5 to 6 p.m. because the sunset here is the best. You can find a totally peace here, they said. So for the ones who want a peaceful place, come and chill here in Naidi Hills with Basco Lighthouse in Batanes. Reporting, Angeli Añanuevo.
For the recap of today's news,
COVID-19 outbreak impact on Philippine tourism industry. Boracay reopens to domestic travelers. Albay Province, a place to visit. Bantayan, Puerto Princesa, and Batanes lighthouses, a tourist destination even at the midst of pandemic.
this is Jonalina Colonna.
And this is Lindsay Baliao.
See you again next time for another
News with no exception, the station where local news matters.
MIL Station, May ilalahad.